Oh. Hey, we're live. Looks like I forgot to turn the volume on, but I've got the volume on now. So, hey, everybody, it is good to have you guys with us. Darcy said she's on early because she's going to be leaving and will watch whatever she misses on the replay. There's Marilyn that says hello. Let me go ahead and get the greeting in, then I can start chatting with people. So welcome to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. On this episode of the Shoutout Sunday Show, we're going to talk about how to get people to watch your videos. That's always the big thing. How to get people to watch your videos, but not only to watch, but to stay on. And then we'll talk about week 1 of the quarantine cooking collaboration that the ladies of the Sister Circle hosted, as well as give a few shout outs and then updates on open invites and collabs. But before we get into that, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I'm the leader of the Sister Circle, and I teach women how to grow their influence through YouTube. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then keep watching, and maybe you might even decide to join our little group. So definitely hit the subscribe button and then double tap the little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And if you're joining me on the replay, welcome. I'm sure you'll get good value by whatever it is that we do here tonight. So feel free to jump in on the discussion. Leave your comments and questions in the comment section, and I'll get right back with you. And for those of you who have joined us live, how you doing? Ladies, how you doing? I see there's Carol from My Blessed Nest. There's Kimberly Davis from Diva Designing on a Dime. And Marilyn from Fabulous Designs on a Budget. And let's see, Sister Cousins, I think her name is Sandy at Sister Cousins Lifestyle, I believe. And Carla Jones. Hey, Carla, I think I've seen you a little bit earlier tonight as well. So it's good to have you with us. And This Maynard Mom, Leslie from This Maynard Mom is here with us as well. So hey, Leslie. And then, of course, Darcy from Organized by Darcy is with us. Ladies, I am so glad to see you tonight. It's always good to have some time here with my sisters because you guys know I don't get a chance to talk to a lot of other women. I mean, we're on lockdown, so I'm home, I'm here. I got the hubby to chat with, and of course, I enjoy talking to him, but he don't like to talk about girl stuff. And then, of course, I talk to my biological sisters as well. But I certainly enjoy chatting with all of you as well. So, yeah, so it's good to have you guys with us. And I figured out how to put a circle in. Let me see if I can get one in here tonight. I'm going to try this. I'm just going to say, hey. Well, I believe I can type. Let's see. Who's ready to circle up? If you are, drop me a circle up. A circle in the chat box. And then I looking for my circle. Ta-da! I figured out how to do that. Anyway, I figured out how to at least get the circle in. So hey, I'm getting circles dropped in from everyone. I don't think we have any circles in there. You know, Carla Jones, I just figured out how to do it last week. And you go into the emojis down below, and I think it's one of the designs, but if you just type in that emoji box circle, that circle should pop up in there for you to use. So yeah. So there's that. So let's talk about what our assignment is tonight. I'll go ahead and give you guys the rundown for tonight's show. So first, we'll talk about the video assignment, how to get people to watch your videos, and the link's already in the description box. My nose is starting to twitch. Gosh, I hope I don't have a sneezing fit tonight. Then we'll talk about the quarantine cooking collaboration. And then we'll do a few shout outs. And then the last thing we'll do is I'll give you the updates on the open invites and collabs. And I'm starting to get a little more of those now that we've gotten through some of the March and April ones, and people are starting to kind of, I don't know, get a little bit more motivated in regards to this lockdown and all that kind of thing. And keep in mind that if we don't get to the discussion of the open invites and collabs tonight, I will list them in the description box. So, oh gosh, sorry, I snorted. It's so indelicate and so unladylike. All right, so before we get into it, what you sipping on? I just got water tonight. I had 2 bowls of ice cream earlier. Me and the hubby did some work out on the patio, and then I sat out there and ate ice cream. It was a nice warm day for a change, and it was a beautiful day for ice cream. So I had 2 bowls, small bowls, but still 2 bowls. So got water tonight. So it looks like Penny has joined us as well. And Andrea Mason from Andrea Mason at Queen's Court is on. Creatively Ms. Me with Stephanie is thanking people for prayers for her husband. So yes, prayers are always appreciated. And thank you guys too for the prayers for my mom. She's doing so much better now. If you saw the video that I deployed today, which was another of my days in my life, and it was like the second day of our lockdown, she was still in the rehab center. And so she called me on FaceTime, and you got to hear her little thready, sick voice just for a split second on there. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. But Styling with Stacy is with us. So Stacy, ladies, I think Styling with Stacy might be new. Stacy, tell us about yourself. Have you been with us before? I can't remember. We get some new people jumping on from time to time. But I believe Styling with Stacy might be new. She might have been invited by someone else. And then Leah Rowe from Junkanecker, she is on with us as well. So hey, Leah. And of course, I mentioned I greeted Andrea Mason. And I think I've greeted everyone so far. So let's welcome Stacy, who's new with us. And I think those are all the new people. Everyone else was with us, has been with us before. All right. Okay, so Darcy's on with us early. She's going to have to jump off. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me get this thing here off so I can, okay. So yes, we have 14 in the chat. If I could get 14 thumbs up, that would be great. Oh, Penny invited Stacy. So Stacy, thank you for coming. So let me just tell you a little bit about, what we do here, Stacy. We talk about YouTube strategy. We are a group of like-minded women who want to grow our YouTube channels 1 subscriber at a time. And we want to do that organically. We do not do sub for sub or anything like that. What we do is we learn about different strategies that can help us grow our channel, like what we're going to talk about tonight. We host various collaborations that people can jump in on if they choose to. And when you participate in a collaboration, it gets more eyeballs on your channel and new eyeballs on your channel. So sometimes the challenges or collabs might work out into your YouTube strategy. And we've got a couple ladies that just like us because we're all cool like that. So there's a couple ladies that just jump in and just participate in the conversation and just kind of listen. And so there are those ladies that do that. So, and then we don't use the word subscribe. I'm the only one that can use the word subscribe on this live stream, because if you do use that word, YouTube will block you. And I think that's about it. And the ladies are very supportive. We don't do drama over here. We are very supportive because we believe that we can all be beautiful. I can be beautiful. You can be beautiful. Well, I'm not too beautiful today, but I can be beautiful on some days, and you can be beautiful every day. So yeah, we support one another and we help each other to grow. We feel like they say, rising tides lift all boats. We can all rise to the top. So there we are. So now let me go ahead and get started. And I put down for us to talk about the video assignment first. So let's do that. And tonight's video assignment was from Sunny Lenarduzzi. And I tell you what, guys, or shall I say ladies, every time I watch one of her videos, I am struck by how much I like her style. Sometimes I wish I had discovered her before I had invested so much time and money into Sean Cannell, because I love her style. Not that I don't like Sean, because I do, but I just love the feminine perspective that I get from Sunny Lenarduzzi. Oh, Penny, thank you. So what do you guys think about Sunny Lenarduzzi? I absolutely love her. I really do. I think she has a lot to offer. She really does. And her video today, I thought, was on point. So Stacy, that's one of the things we'll do is, like, each week I will give a video assignment about something that we need to focus on. And then we'll talk about the video. And if you haven't had the opportunity to watch the video, it's okay, because I've usually watched it at least 3 times. And I prepare a few talking points to address from the video. And then you can jump on and watch the video later and then get your own impressions. But yes, Carol, she is so full of energy. And then Shanji, living life to the fullest, just joined us. Hey, Shanji. And then Kimberly Davis said she just loves her as well. I love Sunny Lenarduzzi. And I'm still kind of snuffly, so I'm going to try not to snort. I'm going to try not to be indelicate, but, you know, one might pop out. If I do, I'm apologizing ahead of time. And then there's Mary from Rocky Mountain Gardens. She's one of our loyal sisters as well. Hey, Mary, it's good to have you with us as well. So I Style My Style. Her name is Cheryl. Says she's very engaging and she likes the way she gives information, and it keeps her watching her videos back to back. And that's exactly right. I will watch one of her videos and then another and another, and it's because of the way she presents her information. And so Stephanie says she's been following Sunny for a minute, and you know, I follow her, but I don't stick with her because I go back, you know, and I follow Sean most of the time. But today I thought, well, let's look and see what Sunny's got to say. And I love her. So yes. So anyway, so let's talk a little bit about what she's got going on, because I want to get it in before Darcy has to jump off. So the name of the video tonight is to get people to watch your videos. And it's not how to, but just get people to watch your videos. And I've noticed she's been going with shorter titles. And supposedly, according to vidIQ, titles are best to be between 50 and 70 characters. I've been trying to keep mine under 70. Sometimes I'm a little long. But Mary agrees that Sunny has good information for us as well. Yes, she does. So Sunny talks about increasing your watch time, which is what we all want to do. Because whereas content is king, watch time is queen. Because if you don't have good watch time, you know, you're not going to be able to grow your channel and to grow your revenue the way that you would like to. So we really want to work on improving our watch time. And then Stacy, one other thing we try to work on is to level up our YouTube channel by 1% with each video. That means you want to try to improve something you're doing by 1% each video, so that by the time you've got a body of work, you're going to be up there. So that's just something else to throw out there. So what did Sunny talk about in regards to her video? And like I said, she's got a lot of good ideas. And the thing she talked about was that the number of subscribers is a vanity metric. And she's right. Hey, Cal, how's my sister doing? So she's right that the number of subscribers is a vanity metric. Now, why do we care so much about that? Well, the more subscribers we get, we start to get more people wanting to know if we want to promote their different products and different things like that. And it feels good. That's why it's called a vanity metric, the fact that it feels good. But what does it really tell you about the channel? Well, first of all, I think the number of subscribers lets you know that many people have raised their hand and say, yes, I like your content and keep it going. However, are they loyal subscribers that watch your content when you put something up all the time? That's the thing. So that's the question that we need to have answered. So when Sunny talked about what's important to getting your watch time is that you look at the key elements or that help to make up your click-through rates. She says click-through rates, or CTR, click-through rates, is most important. And she says that the click-through rates are comprised of those elements that people see on YouTube before they ever watch a video. So now that was kind of deep. It's composed of things that people see on YouTube before they ever watch your video. So her examples, her thoughts as to what goes into click-through rates is the thumbnail, the title, and the first line of the description. I thought it was interesting that she included the first line of the description in the click-through rates. And so Mary said she finally understood click-through rates when she watched the video. Cheryl, I'll come back to that in a minute. I think Cheryl is at I Style My Style. Let me come back to that in just a second. And then Marilyn or Diva, don't let me forget to come back to that. But let me finish this thought here on click-through rates. So Mary said she finally understood click-through rates when she watched the video. So if you've not watched the video, you need to watch it because it does help break it down for you. But she mentioned that, you know, when people see your thumbnail, what you want to do is improve the number of people that click on that thumbnail. And they click on the thumbnail based on what they see in the image, what you have in the title, and the first line of your description, because that's typically all they can see. So if your video appears in, let's say, in search, many times all they can see is the first line of your description box, which is why I say it's so important that that first line in your description box is packed with value. Not things like, hi, I'm Denise, and I decided to start a YouTube channel because, you know, I've been wanting to do it for a very long time, and I'm an empty nester, and I needed to have something else to do. Now, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you want to make sure that in that first line in that description box is something that's going to make people want to click. So I think I did a pretty good job on my video that I posted today, which was ants in my kitchen. It's my one of the 2 day in the life videos that I did for April for beta. I just couldn't get around to getting any more done. I was just so overwhelmed with everything that was going on, so I just couldn't get to it. But I was pretty pleased with it. And I had my husband come in. I said, honey, what do you think about this thumbnail? He said, you know what? That looks pretty good. Now, I didn't have a picture of my face in it, which typically you will find in my videos. But I had this picture of this big ant front and center, and you know, and then my title, the title on the thumbnail said said ants in my kitchen, and then the title was ants in my kitchen, clean with me, and then in the first line of my description it said something like, help, I've got ants in my kitchen. So you see how all 3 of those work together. And I'm hoping that I'll get some good click-through rates. But that's what I was trying to do to operationalize the things that Sunny talked about. Now, of course, I had this done before I saw Sunny's video because these were things that I needed to do. But it really emphasized the things that she talked about in this video. So Mary says she got ants in her kitchen. Well, you know, Michelle at my Everyday Wife Life said she's had ants too, and lots of people have been struggling with ants, and we're not sure why. But I'm digressing. So And I'm trying to stay out of the chat because I already see something that I want to jump in on. So I'll come back to that in a minute too. Now, there was a question asked about people who don't show the number of their subscribers. And what do I think about that? Well, I think people don't show the number of subscribers because they don't have very many and they don't want people to know how many they have. Because when I first started my TNT channel, I think I did that too. Then I thought, wait a minute, what am I doing? Does it really matter? So I went ahead and let people see it. But you know, it's up to you whether you show them or not. But people that don't show them because they probably don't have very many yet, and they don't want people to know how new they are. However, you can still tell by how new a channel is by how many videos they have up, by the kind of things that they do in their videos, by the structure, the function. So there's ways to figure that out. Now, so there's that. So again, when we look at what she said, you need to consider what the click-through rate is: your thumbnail, your title, and the first line of that description. So let me invite you to take a look at my latest video, Ants in My Kitchen, and see how I try to operationalize her thoughts on the thumbnail, the title, and the first line in the description box. So I invite you to take a look at that. Now, I don't normally do that here, but it just makes sense for what we're talking about tonight. And she mentioned that, you know, these are the things that they see in search results. And if they find you in suggested video, all they're going to see in suggested video is the title and the thumbnail. If they find you in search, they'll see all three: title, thumbnail, and the first line of the video. So that's why things are so important there. So now here's a question for you. How many of you check your metrics to see what thumbnails are getting the best results and what's been good about that thumbnail? Tell me in the chat box. Let's have that right now. So how many of you check your metrics to see what thumbnails have been working for you, and then examine them to see what's been good about that thumbnail? Just say, yes, I check those metrics if you've been working on checking that and working on it, or just say, no, I need to work on that. And for me, the answer would be, no, I need to work on that. And I was talking with my mentee, April Will, and we were talking about something, and she says, well, have you checked your metrics? I'm like, no, I have not. And I don't always do that as often as I should. So Sandy says she's got to work on that. Now, Mater Mom, Leslie, says she does check those. And Cheryl says she checks those on the video, but not necessarily the thumbnails. Shandy says she's never checked. Diva says she doesn't, but she needs to. And then Marilyn wants to know how April is doing. April is doing fine. You know, she's in Spain, and they've been on lockdown, and they're still on lockdown. And at one point, she said things were getting kind of tight because over Easter weekend, it's really a big deal in Spain. So all the stores and everything, things were closed for like 4 or 5 days because of the Easter holiday. So they couldn't wait for the stores to open back up so they could get out and buy food. And some things were getting a little scarce. But other than that, they're fine. So now Stephanie says, how do you check those metrics? Well, you go into your YouTube analytics. Go into your YouTube studio and check analytics. And there's all kinds of things in there that you can check. And you can take a look at the thumbnails on the various videos that you've posted, and then look at, okay, this video did really well. Maybe it did better than my other videos or my usual videos. And you ask yourself, well, what's different about this video that clicked? It could be the thumbnail. It could be the title. So you want to check those things. So Carol is saying she checks analytics, but doesn't know how to check on thumbnails. There's no specific thumbnail analytics that I'm aware of, but what you do is you, like, for example, my latest video on ants in my kitchen. In a few days, I will check how many views did I get on that video. Is it about the same as I normally get? Is it fewer? Is it more? And one of the things I know about this thumbnail is my face is not in it. So will that get me more views or less views? Now, one of the things that we know that research has proven, so the evidence says that the human eye is drawn to the human face. So thumbnails with your face in it will get more clicks than thumbnails without your face. So I try to get my face in most of them. But every now and then, for whatever the particular topic is, I have not been able to figure that out. So like the one today is just this huge ant in the thumbnail and not my face. So that's what you would do. So I'll look at that video and I'll say, okay, how many clicks did I get? How many people watched this video? Now, of course, there are other factors that go into whether or not they watched the video. It could be the title, it could be the tag, it could be that it's ant season and everybody's dealing with ants and they just want to know about that topic. That I can't filter out. But I will look at that video and think, okay, so this thumbnail is working or it's not. So that's how I'll try to observe it. It's like I'll try to compare the data on this video with others. There's no specific thumbnail videos analysis that's in the YouTube system that I know of. So now Tammy and Me, Myself, and DIY says she changed hers to display her face around the first of the year, and she started getting more views and more clicks. So she always includes her picture in hers. I typically will get more views and more clicks too, depending upon what it is that I'm doing. For example, when I did the video on how to make your homemade sanitizer, fighting off a sneeze, sorry. I didn't put my face in that one, but I did put my hands in that one. And I got a close-up of my hands and I'm putting sanitizer on my hands because that's what the video was about. Now, I could have done one where I was far back and you'd have seen me looking down at my hands, but the videos with the hands were much more powerful. So that's why I didn't do that. Hey, Janae Whitney, glad to have you with us. Let's see. I'm missing a little bit. April's channel is called April Will. I will type it in. She hasn't posted. This is her channel name right there. So check it out and you can kind of see the posting that she's done recently. And she's kind of trying to look at maybe doing a little bit of, 180-degree turn, that kind of thing. All right. So now there was a question up here that I needed to address. So we're looking at, for those of you that just jumped on, we're looking at Sunny Lenarduzzi's video about how to get people to watch your video, because the whole goal is to increase your watch time, because watch time is queen. So how do you do that? So we were talking about the thumbnails, the tags, the thumbnails, the title, and the first line of your description box is one way to do that. And I had asked who was actually checking out those statistics or those, analytics, and people were saying whether or not they do. If you are checking out those metrics where you are looking at your videos and you're really examining your video and trying to sort out, why is this video doing well or why is this video not doing well, and looking at your thumbnails to see what's going on in this thumbnail compared to the others, then drop me a note that says, yes, I checked those metrics, or no, I need to work on that. And we're getting a lot of people that say, I need to work on that. And then there were several that said they didn't know how to specifically check on the thumbnails. Oh, sorry, people. I'm good today. I was terrible a couple of days ago. So again, the way to specifically check on the thumbnail, as far as I know, is just to look at the number of views that video might have gotten. How was your watch time on that particular video? Because see, the number of views on the video will let you know whether or not you got the click. If you don't get the click, there's nothing to measure. So let's say you got 600 clicks or 600 views on this video and you normally only get 300, then that lets you know that something clicked a little bit differently on this video. So it could be the fact that you had a different thumbnail, a bigger thumbnail, better font, fewer words on the font, that on the thumbnail, that kind of thing. Okay. All right, and so Sunny Lenarduzzi's video today was just really packed with information. So Shanji, if you've not watched it, I really encourage you to take a look at that. Salon Diva. Now, V, why do you feel like you're blocked on YouTube? We have to talk about that. I haven't looked at your channel, V, recently. If there's time, we can take a peek at it later on in the show. So remind me to come back and take a look at that. We can take a look at it to see. Me, myself, and I'm DIYing. Well, Tammy says the ant picture is drawing. It is a drawing. It's one of those, what do you call a vector? Not a vector. Some kind of art. It's a graphic art. Anyway, I got it off of Pixabay. But Tammy says after she started changing her thumbnail, she's improved her watch time significantly in 3.5 months. So that's good. Hey, Yitra. Why am I calling you Yitra? I know your name is Maria. Hey, Maria at Yitra Creaciones. Hello. And V, we'll come to that. We'll have to take a look at that. All right. So let's give Tammy some kudos because she has been paying attention. We talked about the use of your face in video and in your thumbnails last year. Now, granted, it's only May, but several months ago, we did talk about that. And we talk about leveling up by 1% for every video and applying the different strategies that we talk about. This is a strategy that we've talked about previously a little differently, but we have talked about thumbnails, and 3 snaps for Tammy, who is applying that information. Oh, she said she learned that from me. Well, thank you. And hopefully some of the other videos that we posted. So there's that. Okay. And now Sunny said that a 2 to 10% click-through rate is the norm. Now, I would love to get that. I don't think I'm getting that. I would love to get there. But I'm sure I'm lower than that. So the other thing that she talked about in examining your thumbnails is to notice whether or not there was a common thread, like your face in the picture. And as I mentioned, the fact that the human eye is drawn to the face. But the other thing is there a difference in the font or the text that you use on your thumbnails? I've really been trying to go with 5 words or less on my thumbnails, and it's usually 3 or 4. So there's that. So Stephanie said that she's noticed the watch time in her past few weeks has increased almost 2,000 more. Is it hours or minutes of watch time? So, but that's great, Stephanie. So congratulations to you as well. Oh, the other thing about your thumbnails is facial expression. Do you use the same facial expression all the time, or do you mix it up? Sometimes have maybe a little quirkiness or something like that, or you know, I don't know, but just some different facial expressions to kind of mix it up to attract people to the video. And sometimes when I'll be trying to do that and I look at the thumbnail later, I'm like, okay, that's not a good image that you want to project. So there's that. Because my sister, Mickey, you guys know my sister, Mickey, from Live, Laugh, Love, Pray. She hasn't been posting lately, but she looked at the thumbnail that I had for our quarantine collaboration, and I had the food and stuff laid out in front of me, and I had this look like, she says, girl, she said, you look like, look, don't you see me making this video? Why are you bothering me? I says, well, that was not the intent that I had, but I was trying to get an interesting expression on my face. So that's funny. I try to come up with different ones. And I tell you who's been a good example of that for me. You guys know, I'm a Sean Cannell aficionado. Bought the Kool-Aid, drank the Kool-Aid, the whole 9 yards. But his videos, he's always got different expressions on his face. And so I'm trying to, make them interesting. I know one time I did something funny with my face, and Liz, that Jazzy Green Decor, she said, girl, your facial expression was so funny. So I'm trying to do that. So yes. And you do see exaggerated expressions on YouTube, Cheryl. So that's part of the YouTube culture. So you just have to figure out what part of that works for you. And then whether or not there's a particular theme in your thumbnails too. So for my most videos that have done best lately have been my ones related to the coronavirus and hand sanitizer, disinfectant. When I'm speaking from my community nursing perspective, which is not what I want to do on this YouTube channel, but sometimes I feel like I'm called to do some certain videos. Stacy, do you need to show your face regularly? Yes. Now, that being said, there are channels where people don't show their face at all, and that's their thing. It takes a little bit longer for them to grow, and they got to have killer content. But yeah, you can do that. My sister looks at a lot of, several Asian channels, and the women don't show their face at all. You see their hands and their food, like if they're cooking or whatever. They do a lot of cooking and baking and things with their hands, and they see that. So that's unusual, but it can happen. Now, Stephanie says sometimes a sister doesn't look good while filming, and yeah, that is true. There are times when I'll be like, oh my gosh, I gotta get my dressed and put my face on just to do this video. Yes, you do. And it depends. Now, if I'm working out on the porch, I may not put that face on because I'm like, look, I'm cleaning the porch or I'm digging in the dirt. They have to take me like they see me. But most of the time, I make the effort to put on a face and at least dress for the video. And let's face it, I am a woman of a certain age, so I need to do a little bit more to be presentable on video than some of you. So yeah. And hey, Alberta, it is good to have you with us today as well. If you and your sisters are planning a new collaboration, send me that information because I don't have it for today's updates. And so they're saying something about hair salons. Okay. Trying to see if I've missed anything that I need to make sure I address right now. So I think I've gotten everything. If I've missed something, put it in again and I'll come back to it. Okay. All right. Though, Penny, this is the thing. You want your people to get to know you. And granted, they can get to know you if they never see you. They can get to know you in that way. But on YouTube, for the most part, we are building a community. And the difference between YouTube and, say, television and other medium or platforms is that you can really get to know the person that you are following or subscribing to. So they want to see you. So even if it's just a cameo appearance here and there, they really do need to see you. Now, one channel that I follow that I found kind of interesting, and she shows her face, but it's not consistently through the video, is Faith and Flower. So Stephanie, you and Penny might want to check out Faith and Flower. Let me type this in. This is the name of a channel, and she shows her face, but not consistently throughout. I can spell. But what she does is she does a lot with her camera angles. She'll bring the camera in and maybe you'll see like, well, not here because you don't want to cut off here, but maybe you see her from here down and she's doing something. Like she might be at the, or she might be at the store cooking or something like that. You might consider seeing how she uses her camera angles. So even, and I would even suggest you look at how she starts her videos. Her and Michelle at My Everyday Housewife Life, at My Everyday Wife Life, do some similar things in that they will just start the video. They just start the video and then you come to the intro. Now, Maria, before you go, you were one of the ladies. You are one of the ladies that's getting a shout out tonight. So ladies, I want you guys to give Maria at Yidra Cresiciones a shout out and a kudos because she hosted her first live stream today. So give her some congratulations. You know, she's been on with us for a while and she's been afraid to try to do a live stream. And she did it today for the first time. So kudos to you, Maria at Yidra Cresiciones, for hosting your first live stream. And once you do that first one, number 2 and number 3 do get easier. And girlfriend was handling too because, you know, she has a Latin background. So her title was in Spanish, but I knew it was her. So I clicked on it. She was speaking Spanish. And then when I jumped on, she started speaking English and she was switching back and forth between Spanish and English. So she was dealing with all of her viewers at the same time. So girlfriend was laying it down. So Maria, way to go. So congratulations for leveling up. And so her leveling up by 1% this week was to go live. So yes. So now Leslie at This Mainer Mom says, I try to put my face on every day and then I don't have to worry about it. But when I watch someone else's, I really don't care if they have a face on or not. Well, see, here's the thing, Leslie. I usually put a face on. Well, when I was going out to work every day, I put a face on every day. When I'm doing a video, I put a face on. But now that I'm home more and I'm relaxed more, I don't always put a face on. I try to. Now, I make it up. Now, I might put a dress on and put on some decent shoes to try to be presentable. But I don't always put a face on. But when I do, he notices it and he makes a comment, oh, you look so pretty today, you know. So I will put a face on maybe half the time if I'm not doing video. But I definitely put on a face when I'm doing video. Well, I'd say 99.8% of the 99.98% of the time when I'm doing video, I will put on a face. Because again, I need to dress it up. You know, it's like I'm a woman of a certain age and stuff, you know, we want to try to cover up some things, that kind of thing. Like if I can kind of minimize some of this, that kind of thing, I will do that. So yeah, but that's important to me. Now, if I never put on a face, well, then I wouldn't worry about it because it wouldn't be something that I ever did. So yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. So, okay. So let's see what else. Okay. Mainer Mom is Karen. I thought Mainer Mom's name was Leslie. Who's Leslie? Somebody's name is Leslie. Okay, well, I guess I got that off. Is that Mainer Mom? Is your name Leslie or Karen? I was talking to somebody recently. I might even put Leslie on her channel when I replied to her video. Oh my. You know what? I try to get names right, but every now and then I goof it up. But I hope I did not put, If her name is Karen, I hope I didn't put Leslie in the comment when I made it on her video. Okay, let me get back to this because I'm starting to chatter now. You guys know how I can do. Okay, I got that done. Oh, the other thing that Sunny talked about then, you know, tip number 1 is to work on your thumbnail. And she talked about facial expressions and all of that stuff, you know, fodder, text, theme, to examine those. And then she talked about, hey, Cynthia, good to have you with us. Haven't seen you for a while. And then she talked about the title, and we've talked about title a couple times. And if you guys don't recall, go back and take a look at one of the videos we did earlier in regards to titles. But she talked about her formula for her title was to use the primary keyword, long tail keyword, and then an emotional trigger. And I thought I would try to break that down just a little bit. So a primary keyword would be whatever it is that your search volume is based on. Ants, or quarantine baking, or how to make or bread baking or something like that. So let's say baking bread might be your primary keyword, and then your long tail keyword would be a keyword or keyword phrase like baking bread for beginners. So baking bread is the keyword, and then baking bread for beginners. Notice how long that is. So when you put in the additional, I don't want to call it disclaimer, but the description, when you put in the additional description, it sorts it out from all of the other bread baking or bread making videos. So now instead of having 1 million people looking for baking bread, maybe you've got 500,000 looking for bread making for beginners. So it narrows down the number of people you're competing against. And then she said, add an emotional trigger. Now, the emotional trigger are those words that are like easy, best, simple, ultimate, that kind of thing. They're words that trigger an emotion, or they trigger something in your brain. So that's why you see people using those emotional triggers. So easy bread baking for beginners. So you see how you put the emotional keyword or easy in there. Bread making is your primary keyword, and then bread making for beginners is your long tail keyword. Let's focus on that for a minute. Is everybody with me on that? And Cynthia, we miss you too. So is everybody with me on that? So Maynard Mom, you're telling your age, but did you pop in what your name was? Because I was asking you, is your name Karen or is your name Leslie? Because I've been calling you Leslie all day today. Marilyn just learned she can take pictures on her phone. So are people congratulating her for that, or is it her birthday? Rather, she just learned she had a timer on her phone or something like that. And then Styling with Stacy says she's building up to the face. So Stacy, tell us what your channel is about. Is it a salon or a what kind of styling do you do? Is it home decor? Is it hairstyle? What is it? And then that also has something to do with whether or not, you know, your face may or may not go in it. But I struggle sometimes depending upon what my video is about. Like when I did my how to clean a bathtub video, I didn't put my face in it. I couldn't figure out how to get me where you could see my face in the bathtub. And it's just because of the way my bathrooms are set up. I just couldn't get a good picture in there. So Leah Rowe, as Junkernecker says, she's seen a lot of people use the words high end to describe their decor lately. Those are emotional triggers. That's what she was talking about right there. So, okay, so Shandy says she's with me. Darcy says she's with me. Diva. Okay, so you guys are with me. Good. So this Maynard Mom, you still haven't told me, is your name Leslie or Karen? Because I'm like, now, which is it? Carol said, you know, her name's Karen. I'm like, am I calling her the wrong thing? So I mean, it is Karen. I'm gonna write that down. So then who's Leslie? There's somebody that's named Leslie that I've been talking to, but okay, Karen. Duh. All right. Oh, interior design. Karen. I got it. All right. So everybody's with me on the how to use those, the title for the primary keyword, long tail keyword, emotional trigger. We got that. And then tip number 3 was don't waste time in your video. And we've been talking a lot about getting that introduction in quickly and then moving on. And I don't know, you know, I was kind of thinking about this today. So you guys kind of tell me what you think. So, you know, I follow Sean Cannell, and there's a specific format, a specific structure that he teaches us on how to do your video. And structure is you give your, you know, you give your hook. You do your bumper, your sting, your little logo thingy. You do your introduction, and then you jump into your content, talking about what the video is about, like bam. And, you know, you should be into it quickly. And he says that your hook should be less than 8 seconds. Your bumper, your sting, your little logo thing, and you guys know I've got the little thing that goes this and that. Denise Jordan, it's 9 seconds or 8 seconds. So I'm usually my 15, 16 seconds. I've got that done. And then I do my introduction like, hi, I'm Denise Jordan. I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. If you want to learn more about the art and science of homemaking, hit the subscribe button, double tap, blah, blah. So usually by 35, 40 seconds, I'm done. And then I'm like, okay, so in this video, we're talking about this. And we get into it. Now, Sunny says that people don't care who you are in any of your backstory. And that's probably true. So Sean says you need to give a little bit of authority so that people know why you are creditable, like why you have the right or the authority to talk about what it is that you're talking about. So that's why he says, you know, that I should say something like, I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. And then I move on, but I don't say until the very end of the video that I've managed a home for more than 45 years. That's my authority right there. But Sunny says, you know, maybe skip that introduction. Just go right into it. So Designer's Love, hello. Now you're a new person with us. I've not seen you before. So I think you may have been invited by someone else. But thank you for joining us today. Right now, we're talking about Sunny Lenarduzzi's video, how to get people to watch your video. So Karen is our friend from That Mainer Mom, and she was on with us last week and the week before, and she jumped in on our quarantine cooking collaboration. So what do you guys think about Sunny's suggestion on skipping a lot of that? Skipping a lot of that introduction, just going right into your video content. Now, Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life does that. If you watch one of her videos, and I encourage you guys to do it. Let me write her name down here. My Everyday Wife Life. And she's usually on with us every Sunday. She's here. I haven't seen her here today, but she's usually on with us every Sunday. But she does that. And then Faith and Flower. Both of them do that. So what Michelle does is video starts and you see her doing something. And she'll already just start talking about whatever it is that she's doing. And then you get her little logo, you know, her slider comes in, and then she pops back on, and then she talks about whatever it is that, you know, like whatever it is she's doing. But her hook is her opening video. She doesn't start out by saying, in this video, I'm going to talk about how to make cornbread muffins. You open it up and you see it. Now, Faith and Flower, and I love her. Her video angling and editing is very good. At first, I used to think, wait a minute, she's cutting this off or cutting that off. But I realize now that's her thing. She does this on purpose. So When you watch her, it just starts. So, but she's talking to you while the video was starting. So you are watching the video, it comes on, and you might see her in her kitchen or in her garden, or she might be cleaning, and she'll say, "Hi, it's Robin, and this is Faith and Flower, and I'm going to be doing whatever it is she's going to be talking about." But you don't see her come on and see her face while she tells you that. You just see whatever it is she's doing, and she does a voiceover. That's what I meant to say. She does a voiceover, and Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life does the same thing. Both of them do voiceovers. So when you start their videos, you're watching whatever it is they're doing, and they've got their voiceovers showing you what it is they're doing. And you know, voiceovers are huge right now. So now Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me, you listen to her video and you cut out some of what you say. Whose video did you watch, Stephanie? I missed that part. Who did you watch? Did you watch Sunny and you started taking some things out? Or did you watch Faith and Flower? Now, Carol at My Blessed Nest says she likes a brief intro. And I think I do too. I like a brief intro because that way I know what the video is about. And if it's what I want to see, then I'll stick around. If it's not what I want, then I'll just click on something else. So Janae Whitney says she started to add what her channel is about. Where do you add it in is the question. So Janae says she's also moved her music intro to after talking about her introduction. So Janae, what I want to know is if you're given a hook for your video. So when you say you started to add in what your channel is about, where are you doing that? Like if you open up and you're saying this channel is about homemaking and lifestyle, then that's too soon. If that's in your video, when you open your video, what you want to do is hook them into whatever it is the video is about, because you want them to keep watching. Now, you can bring in what your channel is about when you get to your introduction piece, or you can put that in the middle, at the end, or right after you say, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to increase your watch time. And before we get into that, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach women how to grow their influence through YouTube. All right, let's get into it. And then we go there. Maybe I should do a demo video. Well, tell me exactly what you mean by that, Marilyn, because I can. So now Karen at Maynard Mom says she's seen some people give their channel description and authority in the middle. And yes, now when you say the middle, you mean in the middle of the video, toward the end of the video. And that's I can see a good reason to do it in the middle, because if they don't get to the end, they might miss it. And whereas I tend to say at the end of my channel, when I'm asking for my second time to ask them to subscribe, then I will say, and just so you know, so now you guys all know that's my ending wrap up phrase, but I'll say, and just so you know, I've raised 3 children and I've managed a home more than 45 years. So if you want to learn more about the art and science of homemaking, subscribe. I would love to have you as a member of the TNT community. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying goodbye. I'll see you next time. But what if they don't stay till the end? If they don't stay till the end, they miss all that. So that's why up in the front, when I'll say, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. So if you want to learn more about the art and science of homemaking, subscribe. So that's why I do it up front. Now, it could be maybe I should move it back a little bit. I don't know. As we talk about this. Good night, Darcy. Okay, so Janae says she says the hook after she tells what it's about and the music plays. You want to give your hook first, Janae, because your hook is what's going to keep people watching. So I can't remember right now what your channel is about. I think it's design. But you want to say your hook first. So like, for example, my hook for tonight's show would be in this video or in this live stream, we're going to talk about how to get more views. That's my hook. Now, if I was doing a video and I said in this video, I'm In this video, we're going to talk about how to get more views. Or I might say something like, have you been struggling with how to get views? Well, in this video, I'm going to answer that question. We're going to talk about how to get more views. Keep watching. That's my hook. And then I get my little stinger in, my logo. When you get that little thing that spins around and says, you know, this and that, Denise Jordan, home, cooking, planning, lifestyle, something like that. I don't even remember what's on it. And then I come back on. So my hook was already up there and it was less than 6 seconds. Bam, I was done with that. And then you get my music. And then you get, if you're new, I'm Denise Jordan, and this is what I do. So for those of you who are new tonight and you're like, wait a minute, she's talking about growing influence with YouTube and traditional homemaker. This is my YouTube strategy channel. On this channel, we talk about YouTube strategy. Now, my real channel, you know, what I do in my real YouTube life, well, I have 2 YouTube lives, but on that one, I talk about traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. So cooking, cleaning, laundry, that's what I talk about over there. When I used to talk about this on that channel, my people didn't like it. I have about 100 of you loyal ladies who followed me from there to here because you guys wanted to hear this stuff. But most of my people don't want to hear this YouTube stuff. So that's why I created this channel so that we could talk about that. Okay, so Janae says, yes, she does the hook in the beginning and then the music. Yeah, that's it, Janae. That's what you want to do. Now, do take a look at Faith and Flower and look at how she does her videos. Do take a look at my everyday housewife wife, Michelle. She's usually on with us. She'll jump on later on and look at how she starts her videos. You know, someone else I think that is very interesting is this one. Inspired by Nikki. She starts her videos very interesting as well. Her videos just come on and then you see whatever it is she's going to be doing that day, some of it. And then after about 20 to 30 seconds, she comes on, or you might see her, no, she'll come on and then she'll say, hi, I'm Nikki, and then she goes from there. So just kind of look at it just to kind of get some ideas. I'm not trying to say any one way is better than the other because it depends upon who you follow. I follow Sean Cannell, and so the format that he gives us is hook, logo or sting, introduction, content. And you're into the content, you have a question of the day in there somewhere, and then you wrap it up. So Simply Carla Jones says she's been watching Inspired by Nikki. Yeah, and I really like the way she does some of the things on her channel. As a matter of fact, I think I recommended one of the sisters here to take a look at her because I thought she was doing some things on her channel that could lend themselves well to this other channel. So Cheryl at iStyle My Style says she needs to mention subscribing up front. She does it currently at the end. Oh, yeah. Make sure you ask for that subscribe up front. Your call to action, your CTA, let me put that in here. Your call to action, you want to put them in twice. Up front and at the end. So, well, Diva, I know that I recommended you to look at her, but I wasn't going to, you know, I wasn't going to put it out there that you were the one that I had made that suggestion to, but I really think that there's some things that she does that just kind of, I think would lend themselves well to your channel. Yes, so I told Diva to examine her channel. And you guys know when I use the words examine, it's different from, you know, look. And you guys are going to laugh at this. You guys are going to say, look, what is she talking about? But one of the things that we do when we are planning things for class, you know, we have to look at the Bloom's taxonomy, and when we're planning assignments and stuff like that for students, we have to look at the different levels of cognition and identify whether look or see is like the very lowest level. And then know is like level 2. And examine is like level 3 and 6. You know, there's 2 different parts for the examine. So when I say examine, I mean, don't just look at it. I mean, you have to really pick it apart, pull it apart. So Diva's teasing me now. So yes, if you have not been asking for that call to action in the front, you need to do that. You want to ask for it early. And if you look at any of the big YouTube gurus, if you look at Sunny, you look at Nick Nimmons, you look at Sean Cannell, you look at anybody, the big ones, they will ask for that call to action within the first 30 seconds of that video, and they'll ask for it again at the end. And I like the idea of giving your authority in the middle. I think it was Karen that mentioned that she's seen some of them do that. I like that too, because I don't give my authority until the end. And if they don't stick around that long, other than looking at this face and saying, well, yeah, she's definitely over 30, so that gives me a little bit of credibility, they might say, well, you know, maybe not. So one of the videos that I've been doing some voiceovers, and I've been getting a lot of positive response. I haven't done the whole voiceover. Sometimes I have to do a voiceover because the hubby's watching TV and he's like, look, I need to be able to watch TV and not have to put my earbuds on, that kind of thing. And then sometimes he's real good about, you know, putting on the earbuds, or he's not at home. But sometimes I'll plan to do a voiceover, which I think voiceovers are difficult because you've got to shoot the video, then you got to edit the video, then you have to do the voiceover. That's like doing the video twice. But I can see putting your authority in the middle. So Stephanie, you say you put your call to action in the middle. I think you should put your call to action in the beginning, and then do it in the middle. And you can do it again at the end. There's no reason. There's nothing to say you can't have a call to action 3 times. Because, you know, Sunny had several calls to action in that video that we saw today. Not only that, but she also snuck in a request to check out her YouTube class, YouTube for Bosses. Voiceovers are definitely more work. They're twice as much work. I avoid them when I can. So V at Salon Diva, you want to move up that call to action toward the beginning. You want to get that call to action in the first 60 seconds and then ask it again at the end in case they stick around that long. You know, Mary says she likes the idea of putting authority in the middle of her video. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to move that up. I figure out how to do that with the voiceover, but I'll have to work that in my video script. The next video that I do, I'm going to do that. So I'll try that. We'll see how it works. So I'm going to try to level up by 1% by moving that end call to action for authority up in the middle, and we'll see how it works. So you guys can check out my next video and see what happens. Now, this will be the next video that I shoot because I've already got some that in the can that I've got to edit. That won't be like that. Okay. Gosh, we're having great discussion today, which I like. Now, the other thing that she talked about after thumbnails and titles and the first line of the description, and then what was the other one? Your primary keyword, secondary, primary keyword, long tail keywords, and your emotional trigger. She also talked about not to waste time in your video and by getting things done, started quickly. So I thought that was pretty good. So if you're new, you want to get into the habit of getting that video started as quickly as possible. One of the things that I try to share with the ladies here is that we want to, you want to have your introduction or your hook in less than 10 seconds. If you don't have a logo or a sting or some kind of little slider, then in case we're meeting, you're going to go straight to your introduction. That should be less than 10 seconds so that you're into your content in less than 25 to 30 seconds. Do not stretch it out unless you're one of those people that like to start the video with your content and then stop and then give us your introduction and that kind of thing. So there's that. So Stacy said she's never really thought about all of this. So Stacy, this is what we do here. This is what we talk about. We learn from each other. And I've learned some things I'm going to try, and we'll kind of see how they work. So we try to help each other grow. So I hope you'll join us again next week. Every Sunday at 7:45 Eastern, we're right here. So then after she talked about those two things, she talked about her ninja editing tricks. Now, I found that part to be very, very interesting. So she talks about less editing. So I was thinking, less editing, well, what does that mean? How do you edit less? Well, she talked about less graphics. And then I was like, okay, but what do you mean less graphics? And then I thought about it. So in some of my, well, the reason why she said less graphics, number one, is so that people can't find you in the scrub bar and then just go to there, watch that part, and then bail. Now, what do we mean by the scrub bar? So if you take your mouse and you're watching a YouTube video, now you can't do it on a live stream, but if you're watching a video and you hover that arrow at the very bottom of the YouTube screen, the different little frames pop up and you can see what's on the frame. So if you've got graphics in the video where you have your subtitles and they're long subtitles, people can find those pretty easily, and then they can just kind of click to go to those certain spots and then bail. So they don't watch the whole video. They just go to your key points and then they stop. She said, don't do that. Or if you do, use a very small, very short title. And she did that in this video. Like the different little tricks that she was telling us, like she said, editing. She just popped the word editing up on the screen like that, and it was gone. So it wasn't there long enough for you to really like capture it in the scrub bar. And then my Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life just jumped on, you guys. I was talking about her earlier. So she's the one that I was talking about when I said her videos will open up with whatever it is that she's doing. And then she comes to, you know, her introductory page, and then you get to know her. So, hey, Michelle, you missed me talking about you. Both times, I think, when you got shout outs, you jumped on late and you missed it. Ha, ha, ha. And I don't mean jumped on late. You jumped on when you could, because nobody's late when you come. But okay. But I thought that was interesting. So right now, what I'm talking about is Sunny Lenarduzzi's video, which was our video assignment for today. And she was talking about using less editing in the videos can increase your watch time. And I thought that makes perfect sense. So when I'm doing an educational video, like if I'm like when I did the video on how to keep your towels soft and fluffy, I put up graphics that had maybe different pieces of information on the graphic. But sometimes when I'm doing those educational videos, particularly if I'm wearing my scrubs, I might do part one or like title number one, and then tell whatever the title is, you know, and have a screen there and then jump onto the rest of the video. Well, people can go down the scrub bar and find those pieces of graphic. They can just watch that. So that's something to think about. I was like, So there's that. So she says, if you do need to put up the titles, just make them real quick and very short, so they're hard to find. So when you watch that video, note how she does that, because she's giving us, you know, she's showing us how to operationalize it right there in her video. The other thing she talks about is making longer videos, because when you've got longer videos, people watch longer. Shorter videos, they can watch the whole video, but it's very short. Like when I did the video teaser for our quarantine collaboration, it was only 1.5 minutes. So if people watch to the end, I still only got 1.5 minutes of watch time. So that's not to my best advantage, but still, you know, it does. At least they watched it all the way to the end. So there's that. Now, that being said, longer videos, you got to have good content, and you can't just make them longer just to be making them longer. There's got to be content there. There's got to be a reason to make them longer. So Sean Cannell always says the sweet spot for videos is 6 to 8 minutes. That's what the YouTube research has shown, was 6 to 8 minutes. But this was 6 to 8 minutes a year ago. I wonder if that criteria is still good today. So I'm going to have to ask him that question. The other thing Sunny mentioned that if you have videos that are 10 minutes or longer, you can have more ads in them. So, and that helps with your ad revenue. So any comments or questions? You guys want to jump in on that? Anything you guys want to say? And while I'm waiting for you guys to jump in on that, let me back up for a second and say that Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me was talking about her husband had been ill and was in the hospital and that they kicked her out. I'm surprised if your husband was ill recently, and I missed that, Stephanie, so I'm sorry about that. I'm surprised you got to visit at all, because you guys know my mom has been home from the rehab center for 2 weeks, but it was a month ago that they kicked out. They stopped visitors from all long-term care and acute care facilities nationwide. So I'm surprised that in Texas, you were able to get in there to see him at all. Even if you go into the ER, they made us sit out in the lobby. She had to go in the back by herself. Ha. Now, Carol says, how about putting times in your description box then with main points? That never caught on, did it? So people could go to that part and see what they want to see. Well, according to Sunny, that might not be a good idea. Because let's say, let's say I got a 12-minute video and I put at 3 minutes, I talk about this, 6 minutes, I talk about this, 8 minutes, I talk about that. Well, they only want to hear one point, and I've got the timestamps in the description box. They'll go to that timestamp, and that's all they see. So Sunny is suggesting that that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, okay, Stephanie. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what happened with my mom, too. When we took her into the ER, they took her, like she went in the ambulance. We followed in the car. They took her in the back, and we had to sit out in the lobby. We couldn't even go back in the ER with her. So yeah, so Tammy, you're absolutely right. They just watch the main points and they don't watch the whole video. So if you're trying to increase your watch time, that might not be a good idea. That's what Sunny Lenarduzzi is suggesting. And what else did she say? Oh, and the other thing she talked about, which I thought was pretty genius, was linking to other videos on your channel. So I've been doing that, but she did talk about that. And she said, link to videos in your description box and with your cards. But I found it interesting that she doesn't put links. She doesn't put cards in all her videos because she doesn't want people clicking on the card and jumping off that video. And I thought it was interesting how in this video, she showed us how to do that. She said what she would do is she would pop in a thumbnail of a video that she's already posted, and she'll say, click on that. Well, she'll say, check out this video when you're done here, but don't go now. Like she'll say, check it out when you're done here. And it's not a clickable thumbnail that she pops up there. Carol said that timestamp was a lot of work. Yeah, it was. And I did it a few times, but I stopped. So yeah. So you know, I thought the linking the video. So let me ask you guys this question. How many of you link your videos in iCards, in your description box, and with your end screens? How many of you do that? Tell me in the comment section below. So Tammy says she used to do that, but she stopped. Tammy, oh, you've got to do that. You've got to link those. So yes, stop the timestamp, but you want to make sure you're linking your videos. So now Designer's Loft says she very seldom links her videos. That's one way to increase your watch time. Now, here's the thing. You want people to watch longer on your YouTube channel. You want them watching your videos. So you need to link your videos so that they continue to watch. So you need to be doing iCards and you need to be doing end screens. Now, Sunny says she doesn't do iCards for every video, or maybe she only does maybe a couple. I've been doing iCards on every video, but I might begin to rethink that. Now, one of the things that I am doing that I learned from her, and you guys may have noticed it, is I will put up a screen toward the end, maybe for the last minute of the video. And I will put up a screen where I'm talking, like right here, but on this side of the screen, you can see the thumbnails of 2 other videos that I've done. Now, what I don't know how to do is say, so look at this video here and here, because I haven't figured out like if I need to go this way or that way, but I'm going to figure that out this week. So Michelle says no one hardly ever clicks on cards in her videos, but she still does them. And that's what I was going to ask you guys. Tell me, guys. Oh, Carla says, what's iCards? Let me come back to that. But let me ask you guys, how many of you click on the iCards when they pop up above or on the end screens? Tell me that. So Stacy said she has to go back and update all her videos. Stacy, I would go back and update maybe the last 5 videos and move forward. Once you're making sure that the videos that you're currently working on are where they need to be, then go back. But you don't want to spend too much time going back and you're not taking care of business for today. Okay, I'll come back to what an iCard is in just a minute. End screens, I'll talk about that. So Robin said she's doing end screens. Mary, are you saying that you don't do end screens or iCards? So Michelle said she rarely does either in the videos. So Alberta says she does. Designer's Loft. And Designer's Loft, tell us your name. We like to go by each other's names. So she said she can't click on her phone on iCards. So it looks like we've got some people saying they do iCards. Some say they don't. Some say they don't do either in their videos. Tammy says she's been looking at ratings for iCards. They're 6 to 11% each month. That's pretty good, I think. Mary says she doesn't click on them. Oh, Designer's Loft. Her name is Dee. So now Mary said she always puts in end screens and she links something as a pinned comment. So that's pretty good, Mary, to link something as a pinned comment. I have been doing that. I always put up iCards and end screens. And if I don't have time to do it when I upload the video, I go back in and do it the next day. But you still lose some momentum on that. But I'm going to rethink about putting iCards. Well, I don't know. Several people are saying they don't click on them anyway. So I guess non-subscribers may click on them. I don't know. I can't tell. I haven't checked those analytics. I'll put it that way. So yeah, interesting. I found that part of the discussion to be so interesting. So now she felt like when you would put up when you would pop in, she would pop in those little thumbnails, you know, just now, here's a video over here that you might want to check out once I'm done, or once you're done here about this topic, and here's one on this topic. I thought it was kind of cool the way, because it caught my attention. When it would pop in, I was like, oh, and I would look at it. Oh, that one's about how to get 1,000 subscribers. Oh, that one's about, you know, thumbnails. So it definitely caught my attention and it broke up the rhythm. So that's something to think about. So now let's back up for a second. iCards, end screens, and pinned comment. So if you guys are getting your mind blown today, this is what we do here. We blow your mind. So, okay, so now an iCard, if you're watching a video, and while you're watching the video, there's like a little, oh, I don't know what you want to call it, but there's something like a little something scrolls across the top of your screen. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse or not. Can you guys see the little arrow from my mouse? But let's say you're watching a video, and then you'll see something come out like this, and then it goes back in. So it's like information. It's an information card, and it's about another video that you want them to maybe take a look at. And so it's like, maybe if people are getting bored or tired, you would put your iCard in at different points where people might tend to jump off. So if you know that people usually jump off your videos at 6 minutes, then you would want to put your iCard, your information card, in there about 6 minutes. So if they're starting to get bored, then they can click on that iCard and that takes them to another one of your videos and they can look at that. And that's an iCard. An end screen is if you're watching a video at the very end of the video for about the last 20 seconds, and end screens are only in the last 20 seconds of the video, it pops up with information about videos that you want them to go and watch. And you can put in 2, 3, or 4. You can also put in a link to another website, or you put in your button to subscribe. That's an end screen. If you are not familiar with those, I encourage you to just kind of go to the YouTube Creator Academy and Google those and then watch those videos because they're very important. Now, a pinned comment. A pinned comment is when, like in your comment section, you just put in comments and people can see what you wrote, whatever. But if you look over here on the right, excuse me. If you look over to the right on your screen right now, you'll see 3 little dots that appear. Like if you hover over somebody's name and you look over to the right, you'll see 3 little dots appear. Well, when you post a video and you write a comment in there, then if you kind of look over to the right or hover over, those 3 little dots will pop up. And then when they pop up, they give you 3 options: pin, edit, remove. And if you click pin, then that means that comment goes to the top of your comment box, and everyone that comes will see that comment. So if you put in that comment, now when you're done watching this video on, ants in my kitchen, be sure and go over and watch my video on
I don't have an answer for that.
My iPad's starting to talk to me. Siri's talking to me, and I'm not trying to talk to her. But okay, so then if I put in there, when you're done watching here, be sure and go over and watch my first day in the life video. Here's the link. And I put the link there, and then I click the pin button, and it pins that to the top of the comments. So then after everybody watches that video, they will see that comment. And then, oh, well, let me see that other day in the life. So they click on that, and then they watch another day in the life that I posted, if that's what they want to watch. Now, Michelle says, do you need a certain amount of subscribers to enable end screens and iCards? No, you can just, end screens and iCards are available for everyone. They want you to put them on every video. You do have to have 1,000 subscribers to get a community tab, and I'm going to be talking about that in a minute, but no, you don't have to have that. So let's see, Kim had a question or was making a comment. Oh, and Carol, thank you for ministering to Carla. I missed her comment, so thank you for that. But so Carla was saying, so much to learn. You know what? You want to do all that you can do. So as Diva says, and as Carol says, you want to do what you can do. If this is overwhelming, then pick 1 or 2 things to start with. So we're talking about titles and tags and thumbnails, and we're talking about iCards and end screens, and what the heck? Pick 2 things to focus on. Pick titles and pick iCards, or titles and end screens. Because if you choose end screens, those are clickable links, and they can click on those videos that you post for them to go to next. And you want to increase your watch time, so you want to do that. So think about that way. Just pick 2 things and do what you can. And then each week, try to add in something else. So Robin says she likes having the subscription button with her end screens because if they're watching from the TV, yes, that's a good place there. You want to make sure you've got that subscription button on that end screen. So always choose that. And oh, how do you highlight another person's name in the chat? Type in the @ signal, like the little ampersand, the little @ sign, and then you put like @ and then start typing in their name, like Mysterious Alberta, and then it pops in. So you have to put in the @ signal, the little, it's like an A. That's the @ signal. You type that in, and then just start typing the person's name immediately after that. Now, once their name is in, then you try to type something. It's like there's a pause, so then you have to put the mouse back over there where you want it. Oh, Tammy said you can do it from your computer, but not your phone. Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I guess because I don't try to do anything with my phone but talk on it, and I might like surf the web or something like that. But okay, so there's that. Okay. So I asked how many of you guys click on the iCards or end screens, and we had a little bit of a chat about that already. We got that part. So here's another question that I was wondering about, though. So how many of you click on links you find in the description box? Tell me about that. So let's say in my video on, ants in my kitchen, and I had in the description box, check out my previous day in the life, and I put the link there, and then be sure and check out my quarantine baking, and I put the link there. How many people click on those links in the description boxes? Okay, so V, you're saying some people are highlighted and some people are not. People get highlighted when you specifically want to talk directly to them and you want to make sure they see it. So like, if I want to make sure that you see this at, I got to make sure I'm spelling your name right. Oh, it's Salon. So I'll type in the @ sign, and I put in SA, and then your name pops up. I click on your picture, and then then you are highlighted. And you're highlighted because I'm trying to speak directly to you. Now, if I wasn't trying to highlight you, I might just say, V, the way you, the way you do that is this. Well, let me get this thing spelled correctly. So you'll notice, V, that in the at Salon Diva, when I put the @ sign in, you were highlighted. But when I just said, V, the way you do that is this, you're not highlighted. So my Blessed Nest is not highlighted, and my Everyday Wife Life is highlighted. Oh, okay. I get it now. You're talking about moderators. Those people that are highlighted in blue, those are moderators for the channel. They help me out because, it's all I can do just to kind of talk to you guys, follow my notes and follow the chat as much as I can. But let's say we have some bad actors that jump on or something like that, and I need help with those, they can help me sort that out. And I probably have about 5 or 6 of them. I probably have more than I need, but sometimes people can't always jump on because people have lives and they have other things to do. So that's what those are. They're moderators for the chat. That's why they're highlighted like that. So that's what it is. I'm sorry. I wasn't getting it. I thought you were talking about something completely different. So now one other thing that I want to make sure that I tell you guys about, and it is the community tab. And we've talked about this before. And you have to have 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to put 1,000 family members. Otherwise, I'm going to get blocked. To have a community tab. But what I want you to do is go to the DIY Mommy and examine how she uses her community tab. Girlfriend has got it figured out to a science. Now, She's got over 500,000 subscribers. Let's just start there. So she's got over 500,000 subscribers. So she gets a lot of views on all her videos. So, but on her community tab, she really engages with her people. She'll put up a video question, like she'll put up a question and says, so this week I'm thinking about doing a video on my new tricks on how to do laundry, a new DIY on my kitchen counter, or how to clean your bathroom. That's just an example. Which one do you want to see? And her people will jump in and say what they want to see, and then that's what she'll do. Or she might pop on and say, oh, I've got a new video coming out tomorrow, and it is on how to create a spring wreath with grape leaves. You're going to love it. Be sure and jump on. And her photography is amazing. Her lighting is amazing. So she really has been doing a good job with that. Now, Michelle says she's been trying to use her community chat more, and I've been trying to do that more. I'm trying to like get my website set up. I'm trying to focus more. I'm trying to like, use my Facebook site more. It's all a lot, and it can be overwhelming. So now the one thing is this: if you don't have 1,000 subscribers or more, you can't get a community tab. So now, Carol, you said you didn't get it. You don't look on your tablet. You got to look on a desktop or your phone, but you need to double check that because you should have it at 1,000 subscribers unless something has changed. Let me just, I don't think, unless something has changed. I'm going to type this in and just see. Now, they could have changed the criteria. Oh. Now, I just saw something on Quora. Oh, she said they did back. And it says you have to have 10,000 subscribers to get a community tab, but I don't believe that's true. Yeah, you just have to have 1,000 subscribers, but you have to verify it or something. So you might have to go into your analytics or your back office, You might have to go into your YouTube studio and verify something in there. So check on it, and I'll check on that too. But it may be taking them a little longer to get to it just because of all the stuff that's been going on. But do go over and examine how the DIY Mommy uses her community tab. And the other thing is she uses her community tab like a lot of people use Instagram. So if you don't have a community channel, a community tab, you can always set up an Instagram channel or whatever they call it, and then use your Instagram like she does her community tab. It's amazing. So yeah, I agree. YouTube's behind on updating, and videos are very slow on getting uploaded. So Tammy at DIY, at Me, Myself, and I'm DIYing, they sent you an email for yours, and you don't have 10,000 subscribers yet, I don't believe. So I think this particular answer there is incorrect. So yeah, go in and examine that. And then Sunny did talk about her YouTube for Bosses class that she has. She says, if you want to check it out, I would encourage you, if you've got about $400, $450 to spend, to invest in your education, I would say it's worth it to check out her class. I really think it is. So yeah, I thought it was 1,000. Once you hit 1,000, you get it. But right now they're behind on stuff. So one of the things that I am trying to do to increase my watch time is when I get towards the end of the video, And I say, so if you enjoyed this video, be sure and check out my video on quarantine baking, and then or my video on wartime baking, how to make cornbread muffins, blah 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 blah. And so now I'll put an icon above and in the description box below so that they know I've got something else on the same line coming up. Hopefully they'll click on those and increase the watch time. Or if I'm trying to push a particular video, then I will link that in the description box. I mean, I'll link that in the comment section. Okay. So I think Sunny's class is about $400. I think it's like $397 or something like that. But yeah, it's taking hours to upload videos now. So my video that I uploaded today, I started uploading it yesterday, and it took 5 or 6 hours. All right, so your assignment for the week is to go over and examine the community tab for DIY Mommy. So Cheryl at iStyle My Style, please examine the community tab on the DIY Mommy so you can kind of see how she does that. And if you don't have a community tab, you can use your Instagram the same way. And so there's that. And then shout outs tonight goes to Mary at Mary's Nest. And yes, I know we talked about her last week, but Mary got her 100,000 subscriber play button this week. And she posted on her Facebook page, she's holding up that 1,000 subscriber play button. And you know, we talked about that last week, that she had gotten, hit that milestone, but it didn't like click until I'm like, oh my gosh, she got the silver play button. So, one day we will all get there and get the silver play button. But then I thought that was pretty cool that she got that. And then the other shout out went to Maria at Yitra Creaciones for going live today for the first time. So she's doing that. The other shout out goes to Carol at My Blessed Nest, because she's stepping out there and she hosted her first collaboration. So she's hosted her first collaboration today. It dropped today. So it was an I Love Thrifting collab. So if you have not jumped in on that, it's not midnight yet, so you still can. And then if you want to jump in on it but wasn't able to today, you can kind of send her an email to find out whether or not there's still time for you to get in on that. Oh gosh, look at that. Look how gray I'm getting, guys. Look up there. You guys notice I cannot wait for my salon to open up. Because I tell you what, it has been a struggle. But yeah, so Carol hosted her first collaboration today. And then who else was on this list? Oh, and then so those three were the ones I had on the list. Carol at My Blessed Nest for stepping out and hosting her first collab. Maria at Yitra Creaciones for going live for the first time, and then Mary for getting the 1,000 subscriber play button. Now, let me just mention something else so that when you guys talk to people as they're starting new YouTube channels, if you have a YouTube channel that has an unusual name or an unusual spelling, it's very difficult to find in search. So just wanted you to throw that out there. So shout out to those ladies and make sure you check them out. Now, Yitra Creaciones has jumped on with us tonight, so you can click on her link and go over and check her out. Mary, I'll put the link in below, and then My Blessed Nest is on with us. So she said you can still add videos. Oh, hey, Kenya. It's good to join us. Good you could join us tonight. Hopefully things are settling down around your house. All right, so now, is there anything else we need to chat about before we get into the collaborations? Because I got those now, so we can get to those. So let's, unless there's something else, we're going to go right into the collaborations that are coming up. And people are saying that it's been taking a long time to upload, and yes, it took me 5 hours to upload my latest video. So since I wanted the video to be ready today, I started uploading it yesterday. I just set it on to upload, we'll say around 9 or 10 o'clock. And it was hours. I just put it in and let it upload. And then once it uploaded, I finished doing the other tweaking, the iCards, the end cards, the tags and all those kind of things. So Carol said she has a tip. She says, open another tab. Oh, go and open another tab and go into Creator Studio and open the draft, and it should upload quicker. I don't know about that. I don't know how to do that. I may give that a try to see if it works though. So Marilyn Carroll's got a tip for you. Kenya says, not really. Well, Kenya, you know what? We're all there. We're all right there with you right now. There's a lot going on right now for all of us. So, all right, well, let's get into it. Let's talk about collabs that just finished up. Well, there was 2 today that dropped today. We'll talk about those 2. And the one was Carol's, which was I Love Thrifting Open Invite. And, you know, what she wanted you to do was just talk about why you love thrifting or share different things. And so if you have not jumped in on that, you still have time. And the other one was the Upcycle My Stash Collab, hosted by All Things Luxe by Robin and Saving with Mrs Vee, where you had to upcycle something in your home, in your stash, and then create something different, some kind of new home decor thing out of it. Both of those collaborations had about 12, 13 videos, people that kind of jumped in on the collaboration. And I thought that was, you know, that was nice that people did that. So if you've not jumped in, if you've not seen those, you could at least support by watching the videos in the playlist and leaving comments and liking, that kind of thing. Or if you're like, gosh, I meant to do that, well, you can still jump in on it. So there's that. And then our very first videos dropped last week in our quarantine cooking collaboration. And I thought that was pretty good. There were 12 or 13 videos that were in the playlist when I last looked at it. I double checked it again today, and looks like 3 more people have added their videos to the playlist. So I need to look at those. But I was really pleased. There were a lot of nice videos in the playlist. People made some very interesting things. So yeah, Kenya, I was really pleased with the different things people showed. And I mean, people really brought their A game. They just kind of made all different kinds of things. So I thought it was pretty awesome myself. And I baked bread for the first time. So, and it turned out pretty good. So we all tried some new things. And so Tammy says she's liking that quarantine cooking. And people have said they're liking that series. So I think we are onto something. So yeah, so let's talk about that. How did your subscribers, your typical viewers like it? What kind of comments did you guys get? What kind of comments did you guys get? So Designers Loft, and her name is Dee. Dee at Designers Loft said that we rocked it. She said she loved watching, and she wishes she could do it with you. Well, Designers Loft, you know, if you're joining us tonight, you're going to be with us in the sister circle. You can certainly jump in on that collaboration. It is closed to the ladies here in the sister circle, but you've been invited to join us, so you can jump in and enter that collaboration if you like. Dee's thanking people, or rather, Carol is thanking people for joining her collab. Marilyn's got 3 weeks done already. I've got 3 videos done. I got to get mine edited. One of them, though, I messed what I was cooking up, so I won't be able to use that one. People said they enjoyed seeing all of the different ideas, and that's what I got to, that people really enjoyed seeing all the different ideas. They really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think we're doing well. So next week, well, this week, Wednesday, will be the second installment of our quarantine cooking. So for those of you that weren't able to jump in last week, if you want to jump in this week, you're welcome to do that. And I'll create the playlist and get that up. So cool beans. And just keep in mind that the ladies have been letting us know that there's been a lot of problem with uploading videos. So you might want to at least try uploading on Tuesday if you're ready, or uploading early Wednesday morning and setting it to deploy at 7 p.m. Eastern, because it's been a mess just trying to get things uploaded. But yeah, I saw a lot of good cooking ideas. I really did. Mary plans to join during week 3. Okay, good, Mary. We'll be glad to have you with us then. And I'll go back in and I'll look at the playlist and I'll write down the names of all the ladies that were in there, and I'll put their names in the description box for the next video the next teaser that I try to do. Other comments about our quarantine cooking. Again, we're going to be doing another collab every week for the next 3 weeks, and you get to cook, make whatever you want to make. You can bake. You can cook a dish, you can fry, whatever. Make a dinner, whatever. So Tammy says she's been uploading at midnight and it takes about 6 minutes. Well, when I try to upload earlier, it takes longer. So maybe that's the key, is to try to go later at night. All right. Okay, so on May 5th, then let me back up for a second. On May 5th is the open invite for the Cinco de Mayo Tablescape. Cinco de Mayo, gosh. Cinco de Mayo. It's getting late, ladies. This one is hosted by If It Ain't Cheap, I'm Not Buying It, and Erica at Love Is the Main Key. You're going to need to look at their videos for the details. And then May 6th is our quarantine cooking at home with me, hosted by, you know, the ladies of the Sister Circle, Kenya and myself. And I'll post the playlist, so I'll get that made. I'll try to get that done by Tuesday night, but we'll see if I can make that happen. And then May 8th is the Mother's Day coffee table style 2020, and this is hosted by Diva, Designing on a Dime, and All Things Luxe by Robin. And use your creativity to style 2 coffee tables for Mother's Day. Video upload date is May 8th at 8 a.m. Eastern. And of course, use YouTube Collab Etiquette, where you subscribe to both the channels. And that kind of thing. May 13th is our, which would be next week, is our oh, that's my anniversary. Huh. May 13th, quarantine cooking, the 3rd quarantine cooking at home with me, hosted by all of us. So be thinking what you want to cook this week, what you want to cook next week, and what you want to cook on that last week. Oh, there's Karen from Life on Greenwood Lane just joined us. So hey, Karen, good to have you with us. Yeah, sometimes getting on those playlists. But Carol, you know, I've got a couple videos up to tell you how to post to a playlist. So if you follow that process, you should be okay. The main thing is you have to save the playlist to your library, and then you can add your video to it, and it should work just fine that way. So May 13th is our quarantine cooking, our 3rd one of our 4. May 16th is the Saturday Brunch Tablescape, hosted by Shanji Living Life to the Fullest, or rather Shanji Living Life to the Fullest, and co-hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget, and Tammy at Me, Myself, and I'm DIYing It. And because I might have made an error in what I put on that last week, so this is the correct information. So the May 16th Saturday Brunch Tablescape is hosted by Shanji at Living Life to the Fullest, and co-hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget, and Tammy at Me, Myself, and DIYing It. And on May 20th is our last or final quarantine cooking collaboration from the Sister Circle. And if you choose to continue more quarantine cooking videos, you can, but our official series will have ended at the end of 4 weeks, and that will give you 4 videos to have a new series on your channel. So that works out good for you. Or 3 videos if that's all you do. It's still a nice little series for you. May 22nd is also Glam to the Max, hosted by Tammy at Me, Myself, and I'm DIYing It. And this is a seasonal collab that she does. And so this one will be the summer one, I assume, since it's May 22nd. Must recreate a very elegant DIY. So you want to do a dupe from one high-end store and then show them whatever it is that you wanted to buy but couldn't, and then how you kind of swapped it out to whatever. Oh, sure. I can link the video in the description. I'll do that. I'm glad I happened to look up and see that. Okay, link video. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you, Diva. That was a good idea. So Carla Jones says she thinks we should just finish the month of May because there's only one Wednesday would be left. Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys want to finish out the month of May? That would give us 5 videos in a row. What are your thoughts? Now, the big thing is this. If you guys have trouble adding to the playlist, if you use the hashtag quarantine cooking at home with me, Kenya and I can collect your video and we can pop it in the playlist, or one of your sisters can pop it in the playlist, but you got to make sure you use the hashtag. So Designers Loft, D, you're going to be in the collaboration, the quarantine cooking, D, or are you talking to somebody else? And so Tammy says yes. Marilyn says yes. So they're saying yes to finishing out the month of May by adding that last. That's right. May 27th would be the last one. So I'll go ahead and put this on here. Will be our final quarantine cooking. So that will give some of you 3 to 5 videos to put in a playlist in a series on your channel. So, okay. So, all right then. And then Dee is going to jump in on the cooking collab. Well, hey, how about that? You're welcome, little sister. You are welcome to do that. And I'll be sure and put that in the description box tonight. I'll do that. So May 20th. Quarantine cooking, May 22nd, quarantine date night tablescape. And this was hosted by Shanji, Living Life to the Fullest, and co-hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget. So a quarantine date night tablescape. That should be very interesting. So tablescape, that's going to represent quarantine. Or something romantic for you and your boo. We'll see. But okay, May 22nd, quarantine date night. So we've got that plus the Glammed to the Max collaboration on the same night. So Tammy, you had sent me the information about that Glam to the Max a while back. So are you still planning to host that or not? Oh, listen to you, D. You're on with the cool girls. Yes, you are. And then May 23rd is the Summer Lantern collaboration hosted by Kenya at Kenya's Decor Corner. She does this every season. And what she wants you to do is to use a lantern in a space in your home. And you can either style the lantern or style the space using the lantern. And go back and look at some of Kenya's videos on her lantern collab. She really shows you how to very effectively use lanterns in your home decor. Very nice. Hey, Pat, Style with Pat. It is so good to have you join us tonight. Usually the time zones are so odd that you're not able to catch us, but hey, it's good to have you with us. Lady Style with Pat is on one of her rare cameo appearances just because of the time change. She's over in the UK, I believe. And let's see. And then also Around the House with Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl, glad to have you with us as well. Yes, I discovered that we're the cool girls. So you guys are on with the cool girls tonight. So I like that. All right. Hey, let's drop a circle in the chat box. Let's see. Cool girls. See if I can figure out how to do that. If I could just get it. I did it again. So we're on with the cool girls tonight. Hot dog, cool girls. All right. So May 23rd, Summer Lantern Collab. May 25th is the Passionate Purple Tablescape, hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget, and co-hosted by Diva, Designing on a Dime, and Travina at TMB Designs. So, you know what? I didn't have that on the list. Okay, so let me get that on the list. So, the 27th would be the Bold and the Blue. Bold, the Blue, and Beautiful Tablescape. And that's Marilyn. And Easy Living with Elle. I love Elle. I haven't seen her for a while. And Tammy. Okay, I'll get that on the list. And Styling with Stacy. And there was somebody else new. Oh, that's nice. Styling with Stacy. And I forgot the other channel that joined us tonight. In case you're wondering, what's all these red circles? You know, what's all of that? Well, you know, we are the Sister Circle. And when we say we're going to circle up, that means we're going to take care of business. We're going to get down. We're going to level up our YouTube channels one subscriber at a time, you know, one subscriber at a time. We're going to take care of business and grow these channels. And so that's what it means. When we say we're going to circle up, that means we're ready to get it done. So, and Designs by V. Hey, V. Now, V, you were talking a couple of weeks ago when I jumped on your live stream, and you were saying you wanted us to do another cooking collab, and we are. We are doing the quarantine cooking hashtag at home with me collaboration. And you know what? You know, you haven't joined us for a while, but you're still one of our sisters. It would be so cool if you would join us. Give us some Caribbean cooking under quarantine. Oh, Nestine Haven. You know what? Thank you. I am so glad that you've caught up with me tonight. And I have put in the new link on my community tab because I know people have trouble finding it, but I had to get this YouTube strategy off of my regular channel because it was killing my metrics and my YouTube mentor was not happy with me. You guys will remember Nesting Haven used to join us all the time when I was over there, but I moved. So now someone said, is there a published list for the collaborations? I will put the list for the collaborations in the description box tonight. So yes, there will be a published list. Look in the description box after the show and it'll be in there. So all these things that I'm talking about, I will tweak this list and I will put it in there. So now, V, your video for next week, is this specifically for our quarantine collaboration? That'll be interesting to see. But yes, Stacy, I'm going to put it in the description box tonight. And then, so May 25th, Passion Purple. May 27th, will be our final quarantine cooking collaboration. And then the Bold, the Blue, and the Beautiful Tablescape hosted by Fabulous Designs on a Budget, Easy Living with Elle, and Tammy. And so those are all that I have. Have I missed any? And Pat, it's always good to have you with us. So have I missed any collaborations? I did go to the DIY Mommy's channel, and I did not see what her collabs were for this, the rest of the year yet. I'm sure they're there somewhere. I just haven't seen them, and I will continue to look. But I think I waited too long to look this time. But I think I've got all the other ones. And then Rachel at Sweet and Simple Home, her one box challenge dropped on the 29th, the same day that we did our first quarantine cooking collab. And then Nesting Haven, I think her name is Nicole at Nesting Haven. What did I not do, Marilyn? But yeah, it's been a while since you've been able to find me. And I'm sorry, I think when I put that on the community tab, I thought that would kind of help people alert to where I am. And they're not always getting the Kenya, I did mention your summer lantern collaboration coming up, and I have the date you had sent me before, and I think I put that down for the 23rd. Yeah, I put it down for May 23rd. So if that date's going to change, can you let us know? Yeah, I thought it was Nicole. So yeah, so Nicole, I'm sorry that you've missed us. You guys will remember Nicole does vintage thrifting as well as Nicole Northgarden. Hey, you guys are both named Nicole, but she does vintage thrifting as well. And so she used to be on with us all the time when we were over on the old channel. But as I was saying, I had to get this topic off of there. Now, if you guys are wondering, like for those of you that are new, and you're saying, well, why did you have to get it off of there? Well, here's something that my mentor, Sean Cano, tells us all the time. And it's don't ever post a video that your subscribers didn't ask for. My subscribers didn't ask for YouTube strategy stuff. They asked for cooking, cleaning, laundry, health, beauty. They didn't ask for this. So, and it was affecting my metrics. So I moved this YouTube strategy over here to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan so that we can talk about YouTube to our heart's content. And I don't worry about, like, since it's a small channel, we're just growing, pretty much it's just us together. I don't worry about trying to grow and getting monetized and all that over here. I just figure it'll grow organically and we'll do our thing here, and I'll post stuff over here related to YouTube, but all my quarantine cooking and all that, it'll be on the TNT channel. So Carol said she had a question mark on her planner for some reason. So Kenya, if that date needs to change, let me know. But I had it on here from the master list of last year. But guys, when my computer crashed, a lot of the information that I had on here from my master list was lost. So I have to recreate some of that information. All right, so now we need to go. Do you guys have any other questions? Otherwise, what we'll do is I'll go and take a look at Vee's channel. We've taken care of all of our business. We've talked about the quarantine collaboration. And one of the things that it sounded like you guys wanted to do was go ahead and extend the cooking collaboration, the quarantine cooking hashtag at home with me, to the last week in May. And then we will have used up all 5 of those Wednesdays. So we can go ahead and do that. Anything else we need to address? Assignment is to examine how the DIY mommy uses her community tab. And if you don't have a community tab, consider using your Instagram like that, like she does her community tab. Oh, the DIY Mommy's Outdoor DIY Decor Challenge is May 23rd. That's what I didn't have. Oh, Kenya, you might want to take a look at that then. I know you gave me that date months ago. Outdoor DIY and Decor Challenge. Now, guys, let me just say, so Kenya, you might want to take a look at that. You might want to consider changing your date. Now, for those of you who are newer saying, well, why should she change her date? Because somebody else got the same date. Typically, we don't. People can just make a decision as to whether or not they want to put up 2 videos or which one they want to participate in. But the DIY Mommy's Challenge gets huge participation. Like I said earlier, she has over 500,000 subscribers. So she's probably gotten 5 silver play buttons. And when she hosts her collaborations, they're seasonal. She does 4 a year. She posts the information about them on her community tab. But she gets a lot of participation. She might get 150 people participating in her collaborations. So you have the opportunity to really get a lot of eyeballs on your channel and a lot of new subscribers. But when she puts up her dates and she says the playlist is available on May 23rd, you got May 23rd to get it in. May 24th is closed, and typically you can't jump in there. So, and for this one, it's the outdoor DIY and decor challenge. So what she wants you to do is to come up with some kind of a new video on outdoor decor that is a DIY something that you're going to use somehow in your outdoor space. So I encourage you, if it makes sense for your channel, if it makes sense for your YouTube strategy, to jump in on it. And if you say, well, I don't usually do DIY. Well, you guys all know, if you don't know, I hate DIY. But every now and then I figure out a way to make it work for me, because I'm terrible at most DIYs. When I do a DIY, if it didn't have something to do with sewing, my husband usually has to help me with it, because, you know, I'm just not the best at it. And even the last one I did, and I was using a glue gun, and somebody said, let the art teacher do the glue gun, and you just quit because, you know. But I will try to figure out a way maybe to make this work for me. Now, her last one, I just wasn't able to get it done. I just had too much going on in my life to be able to get there. But if I was going to try to do a DIY outdoor something for that, maybe I might do something for my porch or for my patio, something that I need that works for my brand. So if it doesn't work for my brand, I can't do it. So Tammy says, with what's going on, do you think that my glam to the max would work better in a Tablescape or something else other than doing a DIY? Well, if people have to go out and buy things for your DIY glam to the max, that could be a challenge for them, because whereas some of the states are starting to open up, many people still need to be wearing their protective gear. They need to be wearing a mask, and they need to be wearing gloves. They need to be staying home and then going out only if they absolutely have to. So Kenya's going to move the Summer Lantern Collab to May 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So let me get that change made. All right, so the Summer Lantern Collab, ladies, May 30th. So, you know, you guys can just have to think about that, whether or not it would work better as a Tablescape other than a DIY. Maybe. Marilyn likes that idea. So you guys can talk about that and let us know. Craft your stash is on trend. And yeah, now the DIY, Tammy, she says that craft your stash is on trend. And that's true, when you have to come up with things in your stash. So you might do that rather than, if you have it as the glams to the max, maybe you might take it down a notch from the glam, because like if I was doing a DIY, I don't have anything, I have very little in my stash that I could count as glamorous if I needed to do a lot of bling on something. So you just might need to tweak it in that way. But yes, craft your stash is on trend because people can't go out. So they're figuring out ways to craft it from what they've already got. And then Nicole Northgarden should also have her Get It Done collaboration. I forgot to mention that one too. She does that every month. Her Get It Done. And I know, Mary, you've participated in that before. So she does that every month. So if you have the date for that, that would be great. Okay, I think I've got all that, ladies. We've been on forever. So now let's take a look at Vee from Salon Diva. Are you still on? Because you said you were having a lot of trouble with your channel. And you wanted us to, oh, Get It Done is over. Okay. So Vee, are you still on? So it finished up on Friday. For some reason, I thought she was going to do it every month. So Tammy says she's using what you have on hand, but you know, that's not what when you look at what it says, like all glam to the max, most people wouldn't have anything glammy on hand unless they do that all the time. So you might just need to tweak your title. Okay, so Salon Diva is on. So let's take a look at her channel. I'm going to pull her up on my iPad. And if you guys have another device that you can look at, go to YouTube and pull up Salon Diva Vee. and we'll try to see if we can help her out. She says she's just getting crickets on her when she puts out a video, and she needs some help. Well, I am having trouble finding you, number one, Salon Diva V. I am not finding you, V. Okay, let me double check this. So now, me, myself, and I'm DIYing it. You said, I see that with the name. I will be tweaking it. Oh, okay, good. And then Salon Diva. All right, let me try this again. I must be typing something in wrong. It's all one word. There you are. There you are. Gotcha. Yeah, I was having the V as the second word. Okay, so Salon Diva V. And I see with me is up there in your banner. I'm not sure what the with me is for, because I don't see anything else, but I see a beautiful face there though. So ladies, look at the Salon Diva V, and we're going to see if we can help her out. So she's got 262 subscribers. So 262 people have raised their hand and said yes. So that's nothing to sneeze about. We'll take that. That's positive. Front door entryway refresh 2 days ago. Bedroom refresh, spring quarantine cleaning 4 days ago. Quick natural brows. Okay, let's look at your last video. 71 views.
Hello. How are you guys doing today? Today we have a entryway front door spring refresh. So as you can see, this is my entry.
So it looks like you jumped right into the video.
Hello. How are you guys doing today? Today we have a entryway front door spring refresh. So as you can see, this is my entryway, my front door area, and you guys can see there.
So in this particular video, she starts out right away, which talks about, you know, entryway, front door refresh, that kind of thing. And now let me just look at my entryway. Needed a spring refresh, so we cleaned it up and decorated with some flowers. I don't see those words used in your in that first line of your description box, number one. And then number two, you have 3 lines that you can use to optimize that video, and you did not use them. So you might want to take a look at the video that we looked at with Sunny Lenarduzzi. And when you look at your title, front door entryway refresh, you've got a split between door and entryway. So is your video about the front door, or is it about the entryway refresh? So when you do that, it splits it in half. And so the algorithm may be trying to figure out what it is that you're talking about, number one. When I take a look at, just looking at the page, let's see. Now, you say the red ones look nice, and the red ones do look nice, but here's the problem with those, though. They all look the same. You've got the same picture, and the same format for your titles on all of them. So you've got brows are sisters, not twins. Hey, these brows aren't even friends. I mean, they're frenemies. But brows are sisters, not twins. So quick natural brows, brow tutorial, get ready with me. I like your title, quick natural brows, but maybe we need a close up of your face showing your brows or somebody else's brows. Maybe you just have one of those close ups that are like this, and you're seeing the brows. So there's that. So, and now you guys, and V, look at the comment that Nicole from Nesting Haven made about how your banner shows up on her cell phone. That's something too. And when I look at your banner on my tablet, this is all I see. And it says with me. Well, what with me? You know, we can't tell. But when I look at all of your thumbnails, you've got 5 videos that look almost exactly alike. So your brow one, I don't see any brows because your face isn't close enough. Goodwill try on haul 2020. I need to see maybe you with clothes on where you're, well, not like that, but I meant like maybe you're trying on something, or maybe you've got maybe a couple bags of Goodwill, something or another. But definitely, I need to see a shot of you actually trying on clothes. That would. And the other thing about your thumbnails is the font on the red ones is kind of a little bit of calligraphy, a kind of a cursive writing font. And it's difficult to read. Now, especially now, I'm, as they say, a woman of a certain age, so I sometimes struggle with reading, especially since I had this surgery that was supposed to give me 20/20 vision, and of course is better, but I didn't end up with perfect vision, but I still struggle to read sometimes. So this font is too curly. It's difficult for me to read. So you need to make that something simple that doesn't have any feet on it. And I do have a video about thumbnails, and I talked about feet and the kind of font you should use, but you want to use, if you look at the font that's in the chat box here, you want font like that. There's no feet on it. They're nice, clear, and simple. So there's that. Let's see. The other thing is it doesn't look like you upload very often. Now, let me just 2 days, 4 days, and then 2 months, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I think Mary just made that comment about you need to post consistently. I think Mary just said that. Yeah, I think Mary just said that, but you've got to, yeah, pretty writing does not work well on thumbnails. They need to be bold, and it needs to be plain. Now, on my thumbnails on this channel, on my YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan, I found a template that had this really funky looking font. I kind of like it. It has feet. It's not the best, but I use it because I'm not worried about too many people trying to look at it. Only about 150 people are going to look at that font. Like, you guys are going to look at it, and that's going to be about it. Nobody else is, so I'm not too worried about that. But if you're having trouble with Canva, I would check it out. And you know, when you go on Canva, they have templates for YouTube, templates for Instagram, templates for Twitter, templates for Facebook. So do that. Or if you create that banner, when you put it up on YouTube, you can adjust it for your different, like it'll show you in the template what you can see on a phone, what you can see on a tablet, what you can see on a desktop. And you want to make it so that it fits to what you can see on a phone so that they can see it on everything. But you've got to upload at least once a week. Kenya's Decor Corner, Pixel Lab free. Someone put that in. Pixel Lab free. Is that a new a place to try for Pixel Lab free? I'm gonna have to check that out myself. Pixel Lab free. That's a new place that you can try on thumbnails. So check that out. Now, here's the thing. We don't want you to feel picked upon. We don't want you to feel overwhelmed because we're giving you a lot of information. So please know that everything we're telling you right now is meant with love. So we're trying to drop as much information as we can to help you. So hopefully you're taking notes, and then you have to think about what it is you can do first and second. But the biggest thing you got to do is switch up from having so many of your thumbnails look the same. So I do that on this channel, but I don't do that on my other channel. Okay. And again, Diva, all of this is meant in love. We've all been on the hot seat. You just have to be on the hot seat tonight. But Pixel Lab is a free app for thumbnails, so it sounds like it could be one that we might want to try. But if you try to upload at least once a week, if you can, just once a week. And then here's the thing, though, guys. If her channel is about, let's see what her value proposition is. So she says her channel's about, Maura Banham Burton Salon. And when she's not in her salon, she's making her home beautiful. So she likes things, home organization, home decor, etc. So on my channel, I help you with tips to jazz up your home. I hope you will take the time to enjoy my channel and all that. I love to share. So come along with me, Daily Ventures, and let's have some fun. So here's the thing, first of all. Your about page is not about you. Your about page is about what you can do for me. Now, once again, for Stacy and for the other new people tonight, your about page is not about you. Your about page is what you can do for me. So when I look at your about page, the first thing that I should see is on my channel, I help you with tips to jazz up your home. So whereas you put I hope you'll take time to enjoy my channel, that's not necessary. But when you say on my channel, I help you with tips to jazz up your home. So come along with me on my daily ventures. And let's have some fun. That's what I went on. So I said, oh, I could go on her daily ventures while maybe she's shopping and I have some fun. She's going to give me tips on how to jazz up my home. That's the first two lines that you should have in your about page. Then you can say, now my first love is I'm a salon owner, but when I'm not working at the salon, this is what I'm doing. Because now I care about what you might be doing because I already know what you're going to do for me. So there's that. The collaborations and challenges, do them if they make sense for you. Now, if you're going to have your channel all about your beauty salon and doing hair and stuff, these challenges aren't going to make sense. But if your channel is actually about making your home beautiful and the things that you do with that, they do make sense. So that's what you want to do, which means that when you talk about detangling natural hair 2 months ago, that don't have nothing to do with making my home beautiful. Now, you can probably tell right now, I need a lot of help with detangling some stuff. But that's not what I'm coming to your channel for right now. I don't think. You know, like I'm coming to your channel about um, home decor. So now let's back up for just a minute because I just had a thought. Okay, so I just had a thought. So now your channel is about home decor and all that stuff. That's what you, I'm going to go back to your value proposition. Oh, shoot. I lost you. Okay, now I got to go back. So your channel says that you are about, and you need to tweak this about page. But your channel is about on my channel, I will help you with tips to jazz up your home. So come along and join me on my daily ventures and let's have some fun. That's what your channel is about, jazzing up my home. But right now, we are in the middle of a lockdown. We are in crisis. And girlfriend, do you see this hair? Do you see this? My hair has been like this for the last 2 weeks. I've been washing it every day. Have not got to it. I bought all this new stuff. Have not used it. But tonight, well, tomorrow morning, it's too late now. I'm going to wash my hair. And I bought a new hair dryer to sit up under it to fix it. So where are the videos from the beauticians who all the salons are closed? And so you got somebody like me who's had a standing beauty shop appointment for the last 40 years, 11 o'clock on Friday or 4 o'clock on Friday. I get my hair done. I don't wash my own hair. But 2 weeks ago, I had to wash my own hair. I was telling my mom that I had to wash my hair. She said, do you even know how to wash your hair? I said, well, I'll figure it out. So Vee, where are those videos to help me? The last time I was out and I had to go to Walmart, and I was gonna wash my hair. I was gonna buy a hair dryer. And I remembered when my beautician does my hair and I'm in the chair, just before she rolls it up, she puts some stuff on it and then she rolls it up. And when I did my hair myself, and you guys know in my video on, you guys go and look at my laundry product video. Now go and look at my laundry product video and you guys will see I had big hair. I had washed my hair myself, rolled it up. I didn't have a hair dryer, so I had to sleep on rollers. I haven't slept on rollers in I don't know how long. I can barely sleep. But I had to sleep on rollers. When I took it out, you know, my hair was dry. So I oiled it as best as I could. But I didn't have a dryer to, like, when I'm at the beauty shop, you know, you get in the dryer and they oil your hair. But then the dryer helps to, you know, your hair is hot and warm. So it kind of helps to like disperse it all the way through. I didn't have a dryer. Oh, I know it's foam wrap now, Missy, because when I went to Walmart to buy my hair dryer, there was another black girl there, and she had natural hair, but she was looking for some stuff. And I said, I need to find something a setting lotion or something to roll up my hair. I said, when I go to the beauty shop, my beautician puts something on it before she rolls it up. She said, oh, you need some wrap lotion. And she picked it up and she said, this is what you need. I bought it. It's downstairs. I'm going to use it in the morning. So now this is the thing. So, and this is something that I didn't get until one of my mentors, you know, like I do, you know, I follow Sean Cannell and Heather Torres. And Heather Torres said, we were on a live call and I was whining. You guys know I can whine occasionally. And I was whining and she was saying, answer questions that your subscribers have, that your viewers have. And I was like, well, my viewers never ask any questions. I don't know what to answer. What should I make a video about? I could smack myself when I think about how whiny I was. I realized people were asking me questions all the time, and I would just type in the answer. I didn't click that. That's a video. And again, ladies, one keyword, one video. So now you just typed in foam wrap. What do I need to do with foam wrap? How do I use foam wrap? What's the best foam wrap? You know, where do I buy foam wrap? I'm going to get this stuff out and I'm going to use it. And I'm going to use it for the first time tomorrow. But I'm going to have to read the instructions on the box. So you need to be talking about, for those of you out there, your salon is closed, you find yourself having to do your hair yourself, what do you need to do? That might be video number 1. Video number 2 might be products to use for you. Now, you're going to need to talk about why you're talking about these things. So you might have to create a new intro. And then you've got a frizzy mess. Yeah, frizzy mess. So you might need to talk about how to get the frizz out. That's another video. So, we're looking at quarantines and cooking and that kind of stuff. Maybe you need to be doing videos about how to do your hair at home all of a sudden, because there's a lot of us that are trying to sort that out. My beautician's having a nice long vacation. Like, look at this mess, So think about that. You could probably come up with at least 5 videos that have to do with what we need to do to keep our hair healthy until the salons open back up. So those are just some things for you to think about. So who's still? Oh, good night, Marilyn. I'm sorry. We have really been on here a long time, and I certainly didn't intend for us to be doing this, but we have questions. We've been talking. This has really been great discussion. So what do you think, Vee? I mean, we have dropped a lot on you tonight, but what do you think? And what do you think about creating videos to help me? So now, in my last video well, not the last one, but one of my videos, when I talked about how to make your homemade disinfectant and how to make your home sanitizer, homemade hand sanitizer, and how to disinfect your laundry if you've got someone who's sick. I don't want to talk about that stuff. That's not what I want to do. That's what I do for work. I came to YouTube to enjoy myself. I came to YouTube to have fun. But something in my head made me do those videos. So I was called to do it. So I put in a caveat in my intro. I said, so we're just meeting. I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. At least that's what I'm usually doing on YouTube. But sometimes I step outside my community nursing role, and rather sometimes I step outside my homemaker role and back into my home and back into my community nursing role. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to disinfect your laundry if you're taking care of someone who's sick. So see, that's the thing. So you might have to tweak how you do your videos, how you do your intro, because we want to know why all of a sudden you're talking about hair. Because when I was looking at your list of videos, and you're doing the front porch entryway, that makes sense. That's part of your value proposition. Your bedroom refresh, that's part of your value proposition. Detangling natural hair is not part of your value proposition until today. Detangling natural hair, what you made 2 months ago, you need to change that title. Like maybe change that title from salon closed, or I don't know, but salon closed doing like, I don't know. But change your title to fit what's happening now. Your salon is closed, and now you're trying to figure out how to detangle natural hair. Maybe people have been sending their kids to the beauty shop, and now the beauty shop is closed, and you got to comb them little girls. You got to wash them little girls' hair yourself. So that's what I'm talking about. And we are all students here. I've learned some stuff from you guys tonight too that I'm going to try. But I can get an idea like, oh yeah, this is great. So you guys, I'm thinking that yeah, so and Nicole, I agree. I would think with her channel name being Salon Diva Vee, and it's all one word, so which was difficult for me to find at first, they would be about hair. Kenya just gave you a title, Detangling Natural Hair at Home. And then maybe what you might do is, I'm going to type it in, but Detangling Natural Hair at Home bar hair care under quarantine, or hair care under lockdown. Something like that. So like Kenya said, detangling natural hair at home, and then that bar, making sure there's a space on each side, and then hair care under quarantine. Because there's lots of things now that people need to do because they're at home, you know. And maybe, like I saw one video where one woman was trying to cut her own hair. Maybe you should address that. Should we be trying to cut our own hair while the shops are closed? Any other thoughts, guys, for her? And I think Stacy was asking, do we do this all the time? We don't do this every week, but we will help look at each other's channels from time to time. And sometimes if there's time, I can do it, you know, like at the end of the show, but we try not to do it at the beginning. Oh, now see, Diva, I just asked, should I be? You guys throw out some questions to her. What questions do you have about taking care of your own hair right now at home? I had my husband give me a line. What else was I supposed to do? My husband said, honey, you know, I can tell you haven't had a line for a while. So I had my husband give me a line last week. He was shaving his head. He says, here, come on over here. So he did that. My husband gave me a line. So Carol said her husband trimmed the back of her hair tonight. So what are some other questions that you guys can throw out? Because remember, every question is a video. Leave the shears alone. Well, okay, that could be a video title. Leave the shears alone. Don't cut your hair at home. You know, like leave the shears alone. Don't cut your own hair / hair care under quarantine. There's probably lots of things that you could talk about that people need help with. Yeah, he had one of them little edge things, but I'm guessing that probably Carol's husband probably used some not clippers, but some shears to just kind of trim the hair at the back of her neck. My husband was using a razor. You can see my hair is falling all down now. I had planned to wash it after we got off. I suppose I keep coming up with reasons not to, but I got to do it now. Because if I don't get it washed at least every 2 weeks. Hi, honey. I'm almost done. We're just chatting.
Right.
Yeah, see, that'd be a good title. Stacy, you know, we don't do this every week, but sometimes when we do it, you know, we do. And gosh, look at that. I didn't realize I was getting so gray in there. Oh my goodness, might be time to get out the hair color. Other comments, guys, for V. But V, the biggest thing is you're going to need to be consistent. But I think you should really consider just right now, you know, like I know hair care may not be the thing you want to talk about right now, but come up with a new introductory statement as to why you're talking about hair care right now. And then, thank you. And then jump in on the different topics. And you can go to some of the other beauty channels or hair care channels and see what questions people are asking and answer those questions right now. Because right now people have all kinds of questions that they didn't have before. All right, guys, I think we probably wrapped it up, don't you think? I'll tweak the notes, but I won't be doing it tonight now because I didn't expect us to be on this long. I'll get them tweaked and I'll get them put in here tomorrow. So come back to this video tomorrow and I'll put the notes in there. The list of the collaborations and challenges, they'll be in there. Stacy said she was getting sleepy, but she got interested in our discussion. And you know, Stacy, we're here to support one another. This is what we do. We want to support one another. We want to help each other grow. And it's working for, hopefully, for all of us. So, all right, ladies, it's been real. It's been fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll get the playlist made for our quarantine cooking hashtag at home with me this week. And I'm looking forward to seeing what people throw down on. See you soon. Bye.